What's up, Army? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
And I'm Curtis.
You know the vibes, man. Y'all seen the thumbnail. You know why y'all here. Stay alive, BTS. Y'all got the principal and the teacher in here. School's in session. We did the color coded before, and I know people basically on YouTube and Patreon now were telling us that the promotional video was out for this. So judging by the length of it, I don't think this is going to be the full song, but I guess this is the promotional use to kind of advocate for the song and the web tunes.
Yeah, my guess would be this would be the natural bridge of people who hear the song but don't know about the webtoon or anything. This would be like, hey, this is a sense of what you're going to get a taste of. So I would assume at least that's what we're getting here.
Yeah, but we can jump right into this, Army. I know the vibes.
Got to. My heart.
Shit, V. Oh, that's decent. The other members on here?
So comic book-esque, too. Beautiful shot, too.
Shit.
That production.
J.O.
Oh, that was a beautiful match cut, too.
Please just stay alive.
That's awesome.
That anime look fucking god tier.
You know they got a budget behind it.
Yeah, that shit look like kind of really crazy and shit. Yeah, hashtag Redeemers. Let us know what the webtoons and stuff is all about and stuff, and what the concept is. And I know it says with BTS, are they perennial like characters within like the webtoons, and kind of let us know what's going on.
I like how they integrated some of those match cuts too, as far as when they did show the animated side, they showed the real members of BTS, like presumably who they would be playing or who they'd be representing. I don't know if they voice act or if it's just a representation of them or anything.
It's good context because that way you'd be able to differentiate the stuff, like who's
exactly
who and what's what. But I love those. I won't say Sin City S. Like shots because the color palette isn't technically the same, but I guess it's that nuance of it was given cyberpunk noir, if that's a genre. I'm not even sure if that's a fucking genre. That sounds crazy. It gotta be a genre. That's probably cyberpunk noir sounds like some Blade Runner type shit. But yeah, like it was. I love that element of it. How, like you said, it's given almost comic-y. Because of the color palette and how like the shit look like it's in 30K. But I love the aesthetic, man. I'm a real big anime like nerd and shit like that. So for this to kind of be screaming like this was a panel of like some anime stuff is just amazing. And I'm loving the art style that they want. Y'all got to give me some more information and let me know, is the webtoons like how is that shot? Is it like more CG based like some of the other anime content that's out now, or are people still like digitally or hand drawing, or what's going on? Because the aesthetic looks fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna go into too much. If y'all probably seen our reaction when we did like the song was a banger. SUGA was in his fucking bag as far as like the producing side of everything goes. Seeing all the members though together on here did make me wonder like how the song would have felt out if all the members were on. Like, you know, if they took turns obviously on the vocal runs and a couple of rap verses were in there. But JK, he deserves his time to shine whenever he can, so I'm glad that he was able to do his thing on the track. But yeah, Kurt, like you said, this was definitely like a good segue into this, because if, let's say this might have been something maybe I didn't want to watch or I wasn't really interested in, after watching the promotional like video for it and everything, this is something I actually would give a look at and just kind of see what that world was about. But you can go off, bro.
Funny enough, I mean, no mistake. Like I know I said it the first night of the reaction that we had done, Stay Alive, but this is legitimately easily a top 5 track for me from them, because it's just, I mean,
it's the second time tonight.
I meant it though.
You like, you got 15 in there. Nah, I feel you though, bro.
Well, the other ones I gotta analyze, but like this one for sure. Like I feel the same way, essentially. Like I wasn't a prisoner of the moment, so to speak. But I love all the applications of this song. Like I love the mental health aspects of it, staying alive, the depression stuff that you're able to talk on, the beat progressions and everything that Suge had done, how beautiful that beat is, the orchestraic OST style of it and everything. It's just so beautiful that I can take that as its own thing and love and appreciate it the same. But you add that to the applications of a webtoon and a story like behind it. And granted, it is called Seven Fate or something like that, Seven Fates. But the thing I think that's beautiful about that is, you know, 7 members of BTS. Fate, you know, fate, free will, destiny conversations, like themes and everything like that.
What's meant to happen will happen.
And the whole aspect of staying alive within your fate, within, you know, something that's pre-set out for you versus a path you choose, you know, fate, free will. So I just love the moral ambiguity of kind of like what themes and expressions they could tell in there. I don't know if they voice act per se, or if it's just something that they kind of support and are creating as a team that BTS is then, you know, just providing music for or anything like that. Either way, it'd be amazing. But if they are voice acting as well, that's just ridiculous, adding a whole nother pocket of talent that we just didn't even get to explore. You know, there are 24 hours in a day, you know, the shows, the promotions, the dancing, the, you know, the fan meets and the runs and BTS run and all
Kurt,
that stuff.
I almost pray to God that they're not voice acting in here.
I just want them to be able to
sleep,
to breathe, to sleep, like, you know. But it's just ridiculously, like, you know, I mean, they might just kind of poke their heads in here and there or something, but it just nonetheless, it's just the pure art that exudes from this group and this, you know, especially is just it's really ridiculous. And as far as the Seven Fates thing, I did love the animation. I love the style of it. Granted, I have been holding back from anime for a very long time. One of my favorite thing of all time, you know, movie, show, anything, is Avatar: The Last Airbender. You know, and I know there's, you know, everything within the community, if it's like a manga, if it's an anime, or if it's just a cartoon, or whatever the implications are of that.
I mean, most people consider it like an animation, not like an
anime. Yeah. So I mean, I know there's very subjective, you know, things within that wheelhouse and everything, and so I'm not going to touch on that per se, but just to say that my favorite thing all time was sourced from anime. And I haven't seen any anime, so I can just imagine like what all that's going to be, and I would love to get into this for sure, you know, whenever the time's right, but I would always save it for you guys. I love the aspect of my favorite shot within that was the arrow shooting, and as it's traveling through like that nice like Neo Tokyo-ish kind of vibe city, is and it match cuts with the train passing by, and it was just the way they bridged that between the real life setting of everything and the animated setting. It does, from what I'm seeing, seem to be a digital aspect as far as the animation style of it, rightfully so. But it's just, you know, they're gonna have a budget behind it. It's gonna be insane. And I also love that they match cutted the 7 members of the group within the seemingly like the eye of the tiger, so to speak. So I mean, just the implications of that. And basically, really, the last thing I was gonna say is the thing I love about the 7 aspect of it and how they kind of play on that is, you know, it could be representative, obviously, of the 7 members, but seven
deadly
sins, 7 gateways to hell, temptation. You know, all this like it's so there's so much lore that you can provoke behind that and everything. And the fact that they have tracks like this that can literally be like mental health saviors for people out there that are so beautiful that, you know, struck quite a chord with me, you know. And especially, you know, Suge as well with his rapping ability and everything, but also being able to produce and all these other artistic facets that they're able to achieve. And then you add that behind a narrative, you know, of these, you know, characters in the webtoon and everything. It's just ridiculous, like the amount of talent that they have.
Agreed.
But it just takes the song from a 10 to like
100.
Yeah, like it's just because you're applying it in so many facets, and it's just, you know, I'm still blown away by this.
Yeah, I kept going back to like some of these lyrics in here. The whole like, I whisper as I hide myself in the small room, and then after that, darkness is my only friend. My hand reaching out for salvation.
That yearning
I'm
to
a
be
stranger.
helped.
Yeah, just like you said, just so. I'm glad that now, like in music and everything, that like depression, anxiety, and all that stuff is easier to be talked about. But just kind of, I guess, how can I word this? Like finding like not finding the beauty in depression or anything, but conveying it in such like a beautiful manner.
Yeah.
Like I said, almost like using like poetry. It's almost like beautiful spoken word on tracks,
The irony
to convey those messages.
Yeah, for sure. The irony of that too is the song is essentially, you know, it'll say like, you know, as we said, hiding in the room, you know, only consumed by darkness. You know, my voice feeling like whispers, and your hands out for salvation, like reaching for help. But ironically, the vocals within the song are so beautiful that it's actually, instead of the lyrics are asking for a hand, essentially because your hand's stretched out for salvation. But in so doing, it's actually providing a hand to everyone, because, you know, the consumer that's listening to it, that's like, oh, you know, I heard this, and, you know, I was able to just, you know, better empathize and connect, and just, you know, ask, you know, those kind of questions within myself or anything like that, just to, like, it was such a symbiotic relationship, as we had said before. But it ultimately always comes back to the yin yang for me, where there's, you know, there's going to be darkness in the light, and there's going to be light in the darkness, and it's just about finding and balancing, and, you know, just kind of keeping yourself whole. But yeah, and the funny thing is, it's what, like maybe a 2.5 minute song, like the actual song, and it has such implication and such impact already.
I think the real song was 3 and some change, but I feel what you mean. Like, it's not like it didn't feel like an ultra like.
Didn't have any rap verse or anything like that. It's just JK's incredible vocals.
Yeah, I think people still arguing in the comments now
about Suge. Yeah. I'm sorry, I thought I heard Suge's background vocals. I could be wrong.
It was arguments in the comments going back and forth, like, is Suge on there? And it's like, no, he just produced it. But regardless, like you said, it's
nonetheless. Yeah, I was gonna say the product is the product. You know, whether all that's just tedious. You know,
tedious banter.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the product that, you know, you receive is so beautiful. But
yeah, I love it, because, like I said, obviously the more BTS content that we get into, like, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody heard the song and like cried, or if they have like a lot of
shit damn near me.
Yeah, like it's just like they have so many songs where besides the fact that K-pop is already kind of, well, at least from my knowledge and from the people that I talk to, still seems to be a thing where, not it's a hidden gem, but one of those things where, like, if you know about the culture or you listen to the music, cool, but it's still a nice part of society who like doesn't. Yeah. And I don't want to sound like that person, but it seems like a lot of people who do dive into this world of K-pop generally are like by themselves, in the sense of not being able to kind of share some of this content with other people.
Yeah, for sure.
And all that to say that most of the people that I talk to who are already on that type time, when they're going through things that are depressing or like have like high anxiety, tends to seem like they don't have like a release to kind of like, you know, kind of do that to, and BTS is kind of like their release. Like I told you initially when I dove hard back into, you know, K-pop in 2020 and was going through depression and a lot of stuff too, they were kind of my release for feeling better and doing stuff, and I get that sense with a lot of other people. So all that to say, like, I can see this being kind of like one of those type of tracks where you can hear it and just you'll know what's up. If I didn't listen to the lyrics or anything, even the whole "Just Stay Alive" in the chorus already is kind of empathetic to like depression or anything else. I literally can almost just hear the sound structure, the beat and everything, and hear the chorus.
Yeah, and it's the pleading in his voice too. Like it doesn't, you know, it doesn't
sound like bullshit.
It doesn't. Yeah, and it doesn't feel like it's just like saying it like "stay alive." It's like I'm like on my knees begging you. Like it feels like it's coming from, and those are literally the first words. Granted, the groundwork is laid incredibly by that beat, but it's just like it's just a marriage, you know, of a perfect production to incredible, perfect vocals and lyrics. But I like, as you had said, you know, just touching on that for a brief moment is like, you know, I mean, even me, like just only learning about K-pop by, you know, being graced enough to react with you guys and everything. It's just like, that's 1000% done the same for me. And it's like, if I didn't have anyone around you or around us, like outside of us that like, and I was just a fan of K-pop and I listened to all this and, you know, I felt that comfort in BTS and other groups and things of that nature. And then I just had no one to really talk to outside of that. Like that's, you know, I can imagine how there's a comfort but a pain in that. And ultimately I just love that that's why we have this platform as well.
It just, like you said, it's very I get a lot of emotions doing all this stuff because it's very therapeutic in a way, as well as like learning. So it's just so many intangibles with Army and all y'all where you're able to just kind of be a little vulnerable, tell information that, you know, maybe you may not have been able to vent about to anybody to begin with. And then, like I said, just so therapeutic in the sense of listening to the music, because I love that you pointed that out too with this track in particular. This could have easily been something where someone was on the hook just like "stay alive" and it's just like cool, but the fact that Cookie is kind of like you said, pleading almost, just like it sounds like he's vocally begging. Like I can hear it in his voice where it's just like, you gotta stay alive, like just stay alive. And I fucking like, I feel it in my heart. So it's just,
I feel that on the mental health aspect in every regard, as you know, rightfully so. But then I just imagine even that OST is groundwork being laid under like an emotional moment within, you know, the webtoon or anything like that, or any kind of movie or any sort of application. Like it just has so many applications, as we had said. But it's just like, even just taking it as that like mental health side of everything, like it's incredible.
Yeah, you know? I just wonder too, I guess, because now I wonder too, with what's the backstory on the webtoons and everything as well and stuff, and does the song even play in anything, or is it kind of just used for promotional use for like the
well,
whole
funny
webtoons
enough, when we were having our initial reaction to it, remember it was like that one word, and we thought it was like, what, Destiny, I believe we thought it was. And, you know, the 7 fates, you know, fate, destiny, that sort of thing. So maybe, you know, seemingly like the, you know how you get the archetype in film and TV of the chosen one story? You know, those are often, you know, really.
It's a go-to.
The chosen one, you know, the one with the weight of the world on his shoulders, the destiny, the proverbs, you know, you're supposed to be this. But then maybe that person within whatever webtoon or anything that would be there, like, you know, just being, you know, having that down moment, I don't believe in myself, I'm not destined to do great things, whatever, and then listen, like, stay alive, that one word, like, you're the chosen one or something. I could just, you know, wrap my head around, like, something similar to that within it, but no, I'm fully, you know, on board if they ever, you know, choose to do more, or we choose to react, or any of those sort of things. But
we will at one point. It's just so much content that we'll just getting into it.
Again, it just speaks to how much content they have and how much music they have, and just
how much they work. And Jesus, they gotta sleep.
BTS, if you're watching, please get some rest.
Yeah, but like, comment, subscribe, #Redeemers. Give us as much information as y'all can without like major spoilers, I guess, for like the webtoons. Y'all can give us like a light summary if y'all want to, or kind of just go tell us some information that may be helpful. Like I know Kurt had already asked about, are they voicing it or what's going on? So just kind of give us some information. And if y'all feeling like y'all ever going through anything or y'all, want to vent or talk, please stay alive. Contact like me, talk to Kurt. Y'all can join the Discord, or just like email us or something like that. The real reason why I created this platform for all of us too was to be able for us to have conversations and talk to people, whether they're strangers or anyone else, and just kind of be able to talk and just do things you couldn't do.
There's an inherent beauty in being human in general and just tapping into, the human condition, what it means to be alive, connecting with others, all that sort of stuff. And basically, oftentimes we have our walls up and we don't want to talk or share out of fear of, seeming too vulnerable or being too much for anyone, anything like that. And, we just don't want it to feel like that, or we want you to know that, it is a safe place to come and talk to us, here, Discord, whatever.
Literally, who's gonna say it's a safe place?
Yeah, like it's, I mean, I know we joke about that sometimes, like just, play it back.
We mean it 100%.
But honestly, like it's just ultimately, you being here, you being alive, you being resonant, if there's anything that is keeping you back or anything like that, and you're able to find therapy in this music, this journey, anything like that, even if it's just art or reading a book, watching a movie, times are hard. No one can fight against that, but you don't have to be alone through it.
Yeah, so we love you guys to death, Army. We're gonna holler at y'all.
Love y'all. Take care. Stay alive.